just started with the leg here, and it's getting a good shade right now. Just letting it dry, see if it'll stick on the paint. Keep you posted. Got the joints done already. And that was from the dye. Just keep heading at it, getting real fine paint. It's not too thick, don't glob it, just lightly coat it. As you see, I didn't even do the center portion of it, but see it, the difference, that gray base is really good for this custom figure.
Anything that's 5 inches, up to that number 5, okay? Find something in your room, in your notebook, when you're drawing. I want to see. So it's got to be no more bigger than that 5 inches, from 1 to 5. Okay? You want that?
Are you taking your diet?
Man, it's getting on a little.
Well, actually, the wolves do kill him, but like he's about to die, and then the wolves finish him off.
Just to get a good look of where we're at with the beast now. It used to be this color gray. Now we got him blue. Kind of matched it up to the Astonishing X-Men blue, and as you see, got it pretty close. Got his hands going, got them blue. So we'll see how it looks. So we've got here into our beast, and as you see, you want to come through after you put your first layer of acrylic paint on. I advise doing a wet wash through some of this area, as you see. You can show them, but you get gray here in the bolts. See them as I do my head articulation pen. Gonna have to get in there. You're gonna have to get in there. You can get in there with a paintbrush or a dye. Also check out the pegs here. Still got some gray in those. I don't know if you can see it really good there, but there you go. Gray there, gray there. Watch the webbing of the toes as you're painting here. Just try to get a good look for you. Put some focus in. See that? It'll web in between. So you're going to want to mold that out as you touch up with white paint as well, because you'll have a mixture of gray and white here. Let's get this focused in, please. Tough to see. Other than that, check the shoulder joints. That's going to be your next weak point of contact. Both sides. Gonna have to go over with another layer there. The back and the chest took pretty good. Do have a little bit here. Gonna have to touch over once, but I did get the ab crunch pretty good. One little spot there, bending down, and you can see if you look deep, it's still gray beast, but no one's gonna be in there that deep unless you want to go ahead and pop the joints open. You can do that right here where they glue it on both sides, but I've never found it that serious for the purposes of just posing with my team. So looking at it, you just, in the distance, it's Blue Beast. It's not Gray Beast anymore. So go ahead and paint your hands. And you get those matching as well. Same color, same theory. You'll have to follow up with the gray. See in between his thumbs and stuff there. Right about there. And just make sure you get all sides and then paint the fingertips white. And I'll just show you a little touching up. And actually, we can try and go ahead and do the... Haven't done the beast head yet. It's still the gray beast. So we'll actually have to change that too. And as you see during the top there, I'm going to have to... I'll probably do black on that. I just don't like that gray. And I don't think it's really meant to be blue either. Unless Beast has an island now. But we'll get that painted as well. So let's just go ahead and start touching this up. We'll show you a little bit of the process. For my retro gray to blue beast, and it's pretty much the same body mold as the Caliban wave, so I'm very impressed with just being able to do it very easily. Drop a little paint there, no problem. Handy paper towel like that, right on up. I don't want to get it on the other figures. It's my little green screen setup, working on some stop motion stuff, so maybe I'll get into that kind of content because I have a good time doing it. Not necessarily for anything other than having a good time doing it. But I know a lot of people were talking about doing this, and no one ever posted a video, so I figured I'd give it a shot. But when you're doing it, you don't want to gob it on. You want to take just a little bit, and you want to spread it even. Like, don't dip twice, and just use that paint to get all the silver in there. Here. Get them joints real good and just give it a good coat. Because we're going to be coming back over with a black wash as well, but there's no need to have like this little gray indent here. If it did there, it's not the end of the world, but for my purposes, I like to make it as much of a Blue Beast as possible. So do a little thicker on the hairline there. And you want to get inside the joints and everything so that there's no issue. When you see a little gray, there's probably more gray, so it looks like we can get in that joint there as well. And then it's probably a little too much gobbing, so I'll start fine detailing. What I do is just a quick brush just to spread the paint. Spread the love, so to say. And that way we can just dedicate this, what we put on there, just to this arm. Maybe even some of the shoulder. Just to blend it real good. You may not get it in one coat, but there you go. Got most of that arm covered now. See if we make sure we've got the gray out of here. And we still have these little holes here. We'll get a peg tip, a Q-tip for. Let's go ahead and blend in a little. This is a dry brush. See that? Dry brush is all it takes. That way you don't get too much build up, so you don't have problems snapping the head back on. You can always sand it down, and it's not really like people are going to see them. It's just, I'm super picky. Knock out the chest part here. I don't really want to give it a gob. We've got most of it done. It's just that little portion there, but it's enough for us to go back over it, so may as well be a chest decoration. Because now we're giving it, you don't want to put half a coat of paint on. See that there? Give it that same shine. And might as well come here on the other side. Got some rib motion here we got to get covered. Just twist to dry, kind of more of a dry brush, but just detail it in with the chest you already did. And that way it's kind of blending. You're just blending it. And there you go. And I'll go ahead and finish touching that up, and we'll get back. And let's just for fun, let's go ahead and show you the blue head. I'll probably use a smaller paintbrush for this one, maybe a little thinner tip here, and that way I can get into the details of the head. But that way you can see it's nothing more than that. Let's see. I'll be really careful though. Don't want to mess the paint up on his hair, so you just want to kind of bring it in real slow. There's no rush. Okay, and we'll touch that hair. Touched it a little bit. If you do, you can just wipe it off. But see, I touched even a little bit there. Let's go ahead and just try to get as close as we can. I'm gonna try not to cover up the eyes too, but it's gonna be tough. Go, look at that. That one we didn't do so hot on, but we can try to get a repaint or a napkin wipe on it. And do the same with the head. If you get any on that, just give it a little wipe. Follow up on it. It may take a few coats, it may take a few tries, but you'll get it. Just have something to match your figure. And I do like the white detail there, and you see the paint will come right off if you're wiping it, so you get another try, but you want to just get it on even. Apply it evenly. And let it dry. And even if you have to come back and do the detail on the hair and stuff like that, you're going to have to do it on the chest and stuff anyway, so it's not that big, that far out of your way. Make sure we get his nose all done. I'm just going to go ahead and go over the nose ridge area, because there's no way to really get around those eyes without keeping that gray in the upper lid there. Other than that, there you go. A few brush stroke issues, we'll straighten those up. This isn't my favorite beast head. This is just one to practice on. This is the one that I wouldn't display, but we're going to get through and see if we can't paint it up anyway. Worst case scenario, if the head's too tough, you can always use the Caliban version, but if you've got that already, you've paid that money, you probably just display it. It's just a cheap way to get a blue beast out of a gray retro. The only thing after you paint it would be that belt, really. The body mold appears the same, but as I said, we'll just go ahead and paint the whole thing over now and get all that gray. There you go. Because I can even just give him white eyes and give him the white teeth there too. Well, that's that. I give it a little wipe here. And after give him a little wipe, as you see, we got the eyes back. The teeth will whiten up, the eyes will whiten up, the head will darken up. Get a Q-tip involved to get the rest of it. That's just wiping it down. Let's just take a look at our body mold one more time. And we got another round of paint on it. And we're looking good. Looks good to me. And moving down and around, we're there. We'll let this head dry, and then we'll see how it looks putting all of it back together and trying to get a black wash on it. But we'll give this a moment to dry. We won't make you watch it. So as you see here, now we've gone back through, painted the trunks black, put accents in some of the shaded areas along the hands, painted the top of the head black, came through and touched up on the eyebrows. Still need to do a little white on the eyes and teeth. And we've got this all touched up now and got it to the point of Doing black accents on the front and the back. And get a good black wash afterwards, but that'll help blend it in. But that'll be your core stuff. Little white accents as well mixed in. But that way it gives your beast some detail. Redid the toenail tips. It's a little crusty. I have to go over it a couple of times here. And also did the same with the black wash or the black accent, and then the white nails on the hands as well. But we'll see how it comes all together after we get it sealed. Just going to throw on some Mod Podge clear acrylic sealer. So far for the ingredients, we use the Caliban Blue System Acrylic 3. And then we had the Black Negro for Craft Smart Acrylic Paint for the accents. And then White Blanco acrylic paint to get the nails and stuff. And as I said, once we get that dark wash in, but now, yeah, looking pretty awesome. Definitely better than a gray beast.